Okay. Then we have Dossiers. Let's check this out. So Dossiers gives us some additional information about some of our teammates here. Let's see. Miranda Lawson, Cerberus officer. Efficient, ruthless, obsessed with human dominance. Yeah, that is kind of the Cerberus idea. And, you know, thus far, we haven't really seen it too much from the people we've been working with Cerberus outside of the Elusive Man, like Miranda, Jacob. Haven't really heard that coming from them too much. But we'll see. Possible recruitment candidates after Elusive Man's assassination and destructive of Cerberus. What? Does that mean to suggest the Shadowbroker was intending to kill the Elusive Man and then recruit Miranda for his own, or as one of his own agents? Ooh, and we have more information about her as well. Extranet messages? Oh man. The juicy details, the DMs. Let's see. Extranet message. Image results for Shepard, Saren, Spectre. Extranet message. News summary of Eldfell Ashland Energy, which I believe was actually one of the companies that we saw there on Ilium that we ran past during the Lair of the Shadowbroker mission. Subscription activated. After Dark Fashions. Oh, okay. Into the Fashions, I see. Subscription canceled. Biotech Research Quarterly. Who needs it? Bid book purchase. Men are from Omega. Women are from Ilium. Okay. Personal correspondence 1. From iPartner Connections. Is she trying to, do online dating? Is that what this is? Let's see. Miss Lawson. Username Lawbringer SR2. We've reviewed your application to join iPartner Group and are happy to accept you into the exclusive Diamond Circle, where the best meet the best. iPartner is proud to present you with our exclusive Diamond Circle benefits. Access to your account as often as you wish, unrestricted membership search across 23 systems, review potential iPartners in full 360 vision, little asterisk on that one, guaranteed first choice placement of your personal dossier. Questions? Ask your personal iPartner representative. Also sounds like it's an Apple product, of course. Welcome, iPartner Connections. Executive matches for selective people. There you go. Executive matches for selective people. iPartner reserves the right to censor inappropriate submissions from what? This was from, the full 360 vision of people. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's her attempt to do online dating for only the most elite of people. Let's see. Interrelay text chat from Ilium. Let's see, and so her name is Lawbringer SR2, it looks like. Yeah, so 2 Lawbringer SR2 from Perfect Man 01, person who's messaging her, okay? Hey there, new to all this iPartner stuff? Yes, so PM is the other person, LB is Miranda. PM, well, maybe tell me about yourself. What sort of work do you do? Miranda, I can't talk about that. Other person, like some kind of secret government spy stuff? Sounds dangerous, huh? Miranda, yes. Other person, okay, how about a little about you? What do you do for fun? Miranda, look, I don't really care about getting to know you. Upload your required medical exam results. She's like, I am all about business. Are you actually a perfect man or not? Uploads it. You had a mild case of Shintonial abraxas 4 years ago. How dare you? How dare you suggest you are the perfect man if you had whatever the heck that is? And then he goes, yes, but the doctors have... And then Miranda goes, boop, hang up. Thank you for connecting to iPartner Connections. All right, attempt number... I guess this is really 2, because that first one was basically login. Okay, let's see. Intertext chats from Omega. It's her and Drew Gent forever. Or Gent? Gent. I looked at it and I thought Gwent for a second. It's like, no, I've been playing too much Witcher. Too much Gwent. Okay, so Drew Gent is TT. So, oh, my love is like a red rose that is new sprung. Miranda, having none of that. None of that. Immediately disconnects. Not her style. Alright. Then next attempt. Let's see, from the Citadel Lower Wards. And we have High Roller LLCJ. So that's HR. Hey, baby. How's about a pic? Let's get this. Disconnect. Not her style. At number 4. Or 3, basically. But, let's see. So from Omega. No Games 411 is the person in question. So NG. Uploading Medical. Miranda, looks clean. Other person, yes. Miranda, okay. gives this person the coordinates. Anything starts asking questions. Miranda, no thanks. Okay, then other than that, medical correspondence from Ilian Medical Center, prenatal care development, test results from this patient, Miss Lawson. As for your request for privacy, this message will be removed from our database upon confirmation of send integrity, although the chat broker somehow found a way to get it nonetheless. While we cannot firmly attribute the cause of the benign neoplasm to the irregularity in your genetic makeup, we can confirm that the progressive damage renders you unable to conceive a child. Ooh. About 12% of human women ages 18 to 54 have difficulty getting pregnant or staying pregnant, according to data obtained by the Institute of Species Research. So now they start trying to flutter with the information like, it's okay, it's okay. There are other people who face similar problems. I mean, obviously, that is tough. If there's nothing you can do about that, obviously, there's adoption. But at the same time, that's a tough pill to swallow for sure. If you can't have children and that's something you really want to do. There are many support groups if you wish to discuss your condition, and several options available should you wish to consider the option of the adoption of a child. Exactly, like I said, that could be a good alternative. If you require further consultation, please contact our communication officer. Sincerely, Dr. Banner Grenway, Department Medical Director, Ilium Medical Center. So, based on how she did some kind of test for this, it sounds like that might have been something she was either trying to do or had suspicion that for some reason her genetic modifications might have made her unable to conceive a child. Who knows? But that's Miranda. So, those are the kinds of juicy details the Shadowbroker has on, well, everyone that we know. Morden Solus, professor previously attached to Solarian Special Task Group. As we suspected, I'm not sure if we ever had firm confirmation. No, I think we did. Impressive credentials. Modifications to genophage re-established 99% death rate among Krogan births. Current work with Shepard, obvious atonement attempt, trying to make up for his past misdeeds. Let's see, mission report. Project Firebank, Drop 16, Weylock Clan Trading Center, Tuchanka. Korean patrol ship Indomitable contacted by assisting distraction team. Indomitable breaks position in Krogan DMZ to render assistance. SCT vessel Veshok 16 enters through gap in sensor coverage. Touchdown and landing. Commander Kiriki performs final review of drop parameters. Kiriki, of course, the guy that we were attacking Saren's base with in Mass Effect 1, and we heard that Morden knew of Kiriki already, and I think we heard him even say that he had done a mission with him. Mission Specialist Solus suggests change to plan. When informed that plan will not be changing unless parameters shift, Specialist Solus suggests Commander Kiriki has foreign obstruction in cloaking. Oh dear. Oh dear. The trash talk biologist style. Let's see. Operative Rentola detects incoming Raylock scouts. And Rentola, I believe, was the other person we saw in Mass Effect 1 on Vermeer with Captain Kiriki, basically the person that we were shopping from before we actually attacked the base, and I think was technically second in command behind Captain Kiriki. Let's see, so then scouts neutralized. Rentola treated for minor injuries. After assisting Specialist, Solus asks if failure to land undetected constitutes parameter shift. It's like, come on, we need to change our plan. Commander Kiriki suggests operation may proceed as planned. Specialist Solus suggests cloacal obstruction is in fact Kiriki's cranium. Team leaves Veshok 16 and proceeds toward primary drop point, Weylock Agricenter. I just cannot say this word. Weylock Agricenter reached. Team splits with distraction team led by Operative Rentola, drawing Weylock scouts from area. Sounds very similar to what we did on Vermeer. Primary team disabled solar array. Weylock workers leave Agricenter to repair solar array. Primary team enters Agricenter. Mission Specialist Solus performs water and soil tests to ensure proper payload dispersal, assisted by Specialist Malin. Oh, so is this the way that they are actually making this, or deploying this upgraded genophage? Is that what this mission is? Do we know what this mission is all about? And if so, that would mean that not only is it Morden, but it's also Kiriki and Rentola as well. So let's see. Distraction team breaks radio silence, informs primary team that Warlock group returning. Specialist Solus asks whether this constitutes parameter shift. Commander Kiryu suggests that Specialist Solus is in fact a walking cloaca. Reinstates importance of holding the line. Classic. Warlock team arrives at Agra Center and initiates close quarters combat. Operative Jiren and Coral killed. Don't think we knew those names. Specialist Malin and operatives Hisha and Shenok seriously injured. Warlock team killed in entirety. Last member prevented from broadcasting alarm due to Specialist Solus stabbing Warlock guard through eye with pitchfork, sustaining injuries to face and right cranial horn in process. So, you might have noticed, and you can see it here, in the portrait of Morden, how he has sort of the horns at the top of his head, and how the one on our right, his left, goes up higher than the one on our left, his right. And, well, here's our explanation. Then later on, Distraction Team arrives to provide relief. Commander Kiryu notes parameter shift. What? Parameter shift, finally? Suggests Rantella take injured team members back to ship, while he and remainder of team attempt to hit secondary drop point. Despite injuries to face and head, Specialist Solus refuses to return to ship, noting need for soil and water analysis at secondary site. Kiryu suggests Solus is one tough cloaca. Kiryu now returning to favor? Yeah. Was it him who said that, who was it who said walking cloaca? Commander Kiryu suggests that Specialist Solus is in fact a walking cloaca. So that was Kiryu saying that Solus was a walking cloaca. Okay. It's Kiryu second time with the comeback. So, let's see. Specialist Malin, greatly distressed by discovery that Agra Center was staffed by female Krogan, including guards killed in an attack. Specialist Solus calms colleague and provides sedative. Specialist Malin returns to ship with other injured team members. Active team finishes disposal of bodies and heads for a secondary drop point. Warlock, hospital. Active team infiltrates hospital undetected. Specialist Solus determines chemical makeup of soil and water fall within necessary parameters. Payload dispersed into water and food. Again, is this the genophage? We haven't gotten, or upgraded genophage? We haven't gotten confirmation yet, but I suspect it may be. Active, it is on Tuchanka, so it's on the homeworld for the Krogan. Active team returns to ship. Specialist Solus declines treatment, insists on providing additional care for Hisha, Shenok, and Malin. Specialist Malin makes formal protest, suggesting actions against female Krogan violate mission parameters of maintaining population levels without negatively impacting culture. Specialist Solus requests protest be stricken from record due to Malin's injured condition. Commander Kiryu concurs. Malin given additional sedatives, unconscious for remainder of operation. They were not a fan of Malin. He was a little too much of a complainer, it seems. Protest stricken from submitted copy of report. Although Shadowbroker, of course, knows about it. STG vessel Veshok 16 lifts off, departing through existing sensor gap. Mission complete. Okay, so what exactly was that mission on the Krogan homeworld all about? I mean, we know, of course, that Morden did, in fact, deploy the new and improved, if you want to call it that, or at least upgraded, genophage, and so I imagine it's that. Then we had the bibliography as well. Let's see. Published works, first writer only. Treatment modalities utilizing redundant nervous systems dispersal vectors in compromised ecosystems. Genetic consequence. Resequencing methods to prevent tissue cloning. Cross-species contamination and xenoplague potential. Testing modalities for Varen and Pyjax. Disease and population stability. Indoctrination, progression, and mental degradation, classified STG. Biological vectors and social effect, classified STG. That indoctrination progression is very interesting, though, because, of course, that's, I don't know if that's talking Reaper indoctrination, which we, of course, heard a bit about in Mass Effect 1, though we haven't really heard much of anything about it in Mass Effect 2 thus far. Second stage, viral manipulation and modification. Threat potential analysis, Turian. Threat potential analysis, human. Threat potential analysis, Asari. Threat potential analysis, Batarian. Production credits. The Pirates of Penzance, Interspecies Community Theater, as Major General Stanley. A theater performer? Don't think we've heard that from Morden. Iolanthe, Interspecies Community Theater, as Lord Chancellor Hamlet, Interspecies Edition, Francis Community Theaters, as Polonius, Science Fund Today as himself, guest. Science Roundtable, Rights of the Patient as himself, guest. The Facts of Faith as himself, guest. Okay, Surveillance Transcript. Transcript, Medical Clinic, Omega. Patient. I can't. Morden, call. Then Dr. Daniel Abrams, which we saw in Omega, is his assistant. Darn it. Time of death, 2217. Need to remove body. Sanitize area. Not that sanitation matters. Same plague. Still, no need to risk further infection. How can you... Can we do something for him? Why? Libertarian belief in afterlife. Involves soul leaving body through eyes. Treatment of corpse, unimportant by cultural standards. Unless eyes removed by enemies. Very insulting. But we just lost another patient. Yes, more patients than time. Impossible to save everyone. Go crazy if you try. So save who you can. Move on. Save more if hurry. We shouldn't be in here waiting for people to come to us. We should be out there, getting medicine to them. I can go. No, pointless. Already more than enough patients here. Can't risk combat with Warcher or gangs. Better to save those who make effort to come to us. Doctor, there are blue suns outside. They're asking for all the humans to come out. Of course, expected as much. Losing to Warcher. Need to establish dominance. We'll speak with them. Daniel, remove corpse. Get next patient. Still more to say. Sound of footsteps, soulless leaves. He's not going to turn us over to them, is he? No, I don't think so. Listen, when he gets back, tell him I took some of the cure. I'm going to go out and help. But, just tell him. Footsteps again, Abrams leaves. You can't... My God. What's going on? Then Morton returns. Get up. Danger has passed. Blue Suns didn't expect resistance. Foolish of them. Won't make that mistake again. No chance to, I suppose. Please, up. Next to bring in next patient. Wait, medical supplies missing. Corpse not removed. Where is Daniel? He said. Went to slums? Trying to help those too sick to come in? Yes. His decision. Hope he lives. Can't help him now. Too busy. Bring next patient. That is, of course, from what happened just before we recruited Morton, where we heard that, well, of course, he was working in his clinic and had his assistant helping him out, and except the assistant left, we had to rescue him, bring him back, which we did do so successfully. Alright, so that's Morton. Now we have Jacob, ex-Alliance officer, biotic training, despite solid service history, clearly placed on Shepard's team primarily for stabilizing elements of personality. Oh? What? Let's see, workout routine. Most recent workout stats. Crunches, 300. I do thousands. Easy stuff. Side crunches, 250 per side. Okay, yeah, sure. Not that crazy, right? Squat thrust, 300. Okay, been there, done that. Leg lifts, 250. Alright. Leg lifts weighted, 125. Half sit-ups, 600. That is a lot. Most popular workout entertainment. Blasto, the jellyfish stings. That is what we were hearing a little bit about while we were on Alien before heading over to do this mission. Making of Blasto, the jellyfish stings. He's into this old Blasto thing. Old Yeller, Centennial Remastered Edition. And Asari Confessions 26, True Blue. Okay, military correspondence. From, let's see, Mass Effect 1, I think, was 2183. Mass Effect 2 is 2 years later, so that'd be 2185, so this would be a year ago. Mr. Jacob Taylor. Hour 2, Bachfret Ward, Citadel. Dear Mr. Taylor, it was with great regret that I learned of your resignation from the Alliance military. Ooh, we learned about why he left. In your many years of Cerberus, or of service, not Cerberus, get ahead of ourselves there, you have proven yourself an exemplary Marine. You have been an invaluable asset to the Alliance military, and we will miss you, your expertise, and loyalty. It is for this reason that I am prepared to offer you a promotion to the rank of First Lieutenant, along with the corresponding raise and pay grade. I would welcome you as an addition to my company. I hope that you will give my offer due consideration, and I personally look forward to your response. Sincerely, Colonel Hashim Banks, 1st Earth Division Special Forces, Alliance Military. So, I mean, he was offered a promotion, so seemingly things were going reasonably well with Alliance in that case, although he seemed to have suggested that he ran into some issues there and decided that it was best if he would leave. personal correspondence between Jacob Taylor and Ronald Taylor, son. I take that to mean Ronald is his father. If you're reading this, then I'm gone. With the inherent dangers of these missions, it seems foolish not to have some letter like this ready, so I'm sending this before we get too far from our last relay. I remember the look on your face when I left. You wanted to ask me not to go, but you didn't. You've grown to be a wise young man with a strong sense of duty. I wish I could take credit for that, but it has more to do with you, or who you are, than I... But it has more to do with who you are than anything I taught you. The truth is, I haven't been around enough, and if you're reading this, then I'm never going to have the chance to fix that. My job is an important one, but a man can't hide behind the pressures of work. This was to be my last trip. Easy for me to say now, I know. The money from this expedition would have let me settle down with you and your mother to carve out some kind of peaceful, quiet life far away from the pressures of space. Before I left, we were talking about joining the Alliance. I hope you find the same kind of peace and camaraderie with your team that I found on the Gernsback. I love you, son, and I'm proud of the man you've become. I wish I could have told you that one last time. Oh, that's a wholesome message. Sounds like, obviously, he said he had to, or thought he had to leave for work reasons and wished that he could spend more time with Jacob, but, it sounds like things did not go well in this mission. So, well, yikes. And we have Jack, Subject 0, abnormal biotic powers. Archived combat footage compares favorably with Progia Facility's expected results. Easily manipulated through emotional impairments created by severe abuse and confinement during childhood. Okay, let's see. We have an extranet log. Subject Zero's extranet log. Note, Subject Zero avoids Normandy's extranet connection and works off a private Omnitool line. Interesting, okay. Not trusting Normandy's extranet connection, maybe because it's a Cerberus ship. Search of Citadel Newsnet archives. Search terms: Cerberus, Cerberus and Progia, Progia, Telton, Cerberus and Telton, Cerberus Doctors, Elusive Man, Miranda Lawson. Okay, bit of a theme there. Bit of a theme there with what she's Googling, if you will. Citadel Newsnet archives. Galactic history, the last decade. Signed up on Citadel Newsnet forums. Username Jack, JCK underscore 60734. Password Jazzed F2. That 60734 looks like an area code or a zip code. I wonder if it is. It might be. Could be an Easter egg for someplace in, was it Edmonton? I believe is where the game was developed. Video of Geth attack on Eden Prime. Okay. Of course we took part of that. Video of Geth attack on Citadel. Of course we took part of that. Video of Commander Shepard's Spectre inauguration. Closed after 12 seconds. She was not having it. She was not having it. Video of the crash of the first Normandy. Interior footage. Where'd you get that from? Video of Alliance vessel escape pod procedures. Twice. I suppose she was, very keen on finding ways to break out of ships. Mass relay locations map. Saved local copy. Major shuttle ports on Citadel worlds. Yeah, trying to find lots of information about how to escape various places. Major shuttle ports and terminus systems. Saved local copy. Travel warnings. List of Cerberus no flight zones. Saved local copy. Banned from Citadel Newsnet forums. Excessive and repeated swearing. Derogatory comments. Inflammatory comments. Circumventing work-safe filters. She's, a bit of a hacker of sorts, I suppose, in that way. Signed up for Galactic Champion Poker, 2100, username Jax019510, password, this looks like random stuff. Played Galactic Champion Poker, 15 minutes. Banned from Galactic Champion Poker. Altercation with other players, chat room moderators. See audio transcript JJXP number 124. So, what, she played for 15 minutes and got into a fight and got kicked out? That's, it's pretty quick. It's a speed run. Use commercial VI program to wipe extranet history. Alright. Alright. So that's more about Jack. Private message. Intercepted message transmission. Dear Jacqueline Knott. Thank you for your submission to Galactic Poetry Monthly. What? Poetry? Jack is a poet? Wouldn't have guessed that. Also, Jacqueline Knott. Jack is, of course, well, Jacqueline is perhaps the full name for Jack. And then Knott, as in 0, because she's Subject 0. So, it's sort of a fitting name for that reason. So we regret that you are unable to use your submission at this time. That we are unable to use your submission at this time. Galactic Poetry Monthly generally focuses on metered verse, and you may wish to check our guidelines before submitting again. She may have broken the rules that they were looking for their poetry submissions. Sincerely, Megan McCarran, submissions editor. Text of your submission. My soul burns with the fire of darkness, quenched only in the pain of loneliness. I hold my breath waiting until spots appear black as the past, and fill my lungs with lies of hope. I mark myself, black and jagged, to cover the scars that make me a monster, a warning. This is not a place of honor. No esteemed dead are buried here. Ooh. Yeah, that is poetic, and does, perhaps, give some reasoning as to why all the tattoos. I mean, seems to suggest that she got the tattoos to cover scars on her body, and of course the tattoos currently basically cover the entirety of her body. Then lastly we have Surveillance Transcript, Helios Medical Facility, Eden Prime, tapped for possible Cerberus involvement, Dr. Castor. I'm sorry, these things. There's so much about prenatal element 0 exposure that we don't understand. Unidentified woman? But no, she was fine. She was fine and happy. He just told me she needed a checkup. DC is with the doctor? Yeah. It happened quickly. We were unable to bring her back. And UW is unidentified woman? You just said she needed a checkup. How did this happen? I'm very sorry. I want to see her. No, ma'am. Believe me. After what the seizures did to the poor child's body, you don't. I don't. How did this happen? We don't know. I'll be honest. This isn't the first infant we've lost this way. Why? God, why? We're working on treatments. Government doesn't put much effort into it, though. Don't want to interfere with their biotic recruitments. Those terrible people. Listen, this may not be the right time, but if you'd be willing to let us study your baby's body, we can do some tests. You want to keep her? I don't want another family to go through what you went through. Okay. Yes. Whatever helps. Thank you so much. The nurse will have you sign a few forms. Sorry, ma'am. Unidentified woman leaves at this point. Then the doctor. Open a secure channel. Authorization 3362. Yes. It's me. I've got a candidate. Yes. Highest potential I've seen in years. No. Family has been dealt with. Send a team from Prajna. ASAP. Oh, boy. So, in case it wasn't clear, that was, it would seem, Jack's mother and a doctor, perhaps immediately after Jack was being born? Or just a rant, I don't know if this is, as Jack is being born, or if this is just a doctor trip sometime when Jack was still presumably quite young. But, basically, the doctor tried to make it sound as if Jack had some kind of series of seizures that I think implies killed her, and then says, sorry, there's nothing we can do about it, says you don't even want to see the baby, or the child, or whatever age Jack is at this point, but says, hey, if you're willing to let us keep the baby, we could do studies and potentially protect or learn how to protect and prevent other people from suffering the same fate, except that was all a lie, and basically, they just realized that Jack had a lot of element 0 exposure when she was young, or perhaps even, before she was born, and that is typically the thing that dictates when and where a human, at least, has the potential to be a biotic. And so they figured out she had a lot of potential to be a powerful biotic, basically kidnapped her, manipulated her mother into thinking that she was dead, and that they were going to use her body for research. But in truth, they sold her to slavers on Prajna, where she was to be a candidate for who knows what. Presumably, it's the kinds of tests that she said she's been subjected to. Let's see, then we have Zaid. Audio transcript. Partial transcript of conversation recorded on Normandy's lower decks. Oh, so host, recruiting Zaid. Zaid Masani. It's this hotshot Turian. Moves in by the door. Ignores my hand signal. Gets it straight through the visor. Kelly? Oh my. It's like he was expecting slavers to hand out business cards instead of bullets. Was he alright? Turian? Nah. Sniper took his head clean off. Oh dear. Right. It all went to shoot after that. We jammed their radio equipment. But the slavers got off a shuttle that came back with a bomb. But they were keeping people in that camp. Sure, they'd lost some credits, but there's always another civilian transporting the terminus systems. So, I'm beginning to realize, what did you do? Got the hell out. We killed their captain, and the guards like we were hired. I figured the merc flying the shuttle wouldn't be dumb enough to blow up his own base once we left. So, what happened? The Blood Pack always did like them. Incredibly goddamn stupid. So what, they did blow it up anyway? Something like that? It's a mission, or Saeed giving some info about a mission to Kelly. I mean, Kelly, theoretically it is her job to check in on squadmates and see how they're doing, but I don't know if there's something more to that. Perhaps? Personal log. A personal note written by Masani to himself after being approached by Cerberus. He writes in a coding system that's popular among terminus system mercs. See entry 15 numbers for the non-deciphered text. Okay? This could be it. If the elusive man's money goes through, it's time to get serious about buying a property. Got to narrow it down to a place I can stand for more than a year. Elysium? Only if the Alliance gets serious about taking out the Batarians on the Verge. Not so in my lifetime. Ilium's an easy place for a man to disappear when he wants to or not. Or whether he wants to or not. I think I'll pass. Earth's still too bloody crowded. Beckenstein? Decent weather, good food, mostly human. That's where we date at Kasumi's loyalty mission. Obviously, there's other places we have, we've been to before. Have we been to, hold on. Elysium, I'm not sure we've been to, though. Have we? No, we did, didn't we? Mass Effect 1? No. No. I don't think we've been there yet. I don't think we've heard of it. Sounds familiar, though. Decent weather, good food, good choice if we can stay under the radar. Eden Prime, now there, of course, we've been, beginning of Mass Effect 1. Best garden world in the galaxy, but there's nothing rebuilt but the farms. Hell, maybe I should just buy a ship full of explosives and, commit suicide by Omega? Excuse me, Zaid? No. Easiest retirement plan I've come up with so far. There's gotta be a better answer, though, right? So that's Saeed. He's looking for some kind of retirement plan. I mean, hopefully he can find a place to settle down after everything is all said and done. Then Garrus, former CSEC officer, exceptional tactical and team-building skills, leadership potential overshadowed by Shepard, unlikely to fully develop under Shepard's command. Interesting point there. Interesting point. Of course, he was taking up a whole bunch of jobs as Archangel on Omega, fighting off those gangs. And he did lead a team there, so it's not like he's completely overshadowed by us, because at least when he was branching out, I suppose that's the one time he's been away from Shepard over the past few years, so okay, fair enough. But, I mean, things didn't go all that well. Sure, he did fend off some of the gangs, hold them to a standstill at least for a while, but he did lose his entire team. Not entirely of his own fault, because I think Garrus was saying that other things with other people went wrong. Wasn't necessarily entirely his doing, but yeah, you know, interesting perspective nonetheless. Kill list for Garrus. Let's see. Noted criminal deaths on Omega. And by that, I assume these are people that we are assuming died by a Garrus sniper rifle, perhaps? Let's see. Noted criminal deaths. So, Rehesh Shurta, gang leader, headshot. Selkit, Shuraron, gang enforcer, headshot. Braun Harga, slaver, gunshot wounds, all extremities and primary organs. Rifle butt fracture to face, 3rd-degree burns to most of the body, explosive crate. Har Urek, saboteur. Suffocation, environmental suit malfunction. Gus Williams, weapon smuggler, headshot, smuggled weapon. Fralog, Mirgit, red sand dealer. Chemical overdose, red sand, direct contact with all 4 eyes. Ooh, must be Batarian then? That sounds extremely unpleasant. Zelenik Narhelash, viral specialist, serial killer. Cough? Okay. Not sure how that one works, but sure. Oh, and then visor specs. Targeting visor, custom, what the visor he has on his head. Unique model based on Kuwashi frame. Magnification of up to 100 times. Integrated tactical tracing, or target tracing. Optional wind gravity compensation solutions. Oh, interesting. So, way to help him out with the sniping, I suppose. Sonar, radar, thermal, and EM targeting capable. Monitors biofeedback on target within 10 meters to detect heart rate fluctuations or changes to breath pattern. Standard council races only. And can detect and measure biotic fields up to 100 meters away and provide optimized firing solution to collapse kinetic barriers or synthetic shielding support. Sounds like this is quite the visor. Optional kill timer can track number of enemies taken down by self or suit-synced team members in given time period. It just adds, that little competitive edge to it, I suppose, which is one thing in a game. It's a little bit different if we're talking, he's actually doing this to, people. It's not just some simulation we're talking about this time. Armor Hotlink provides back tracing of incoming fire and corrects for micro refraction of outgoing shots through kinetic barrier. Audio Link plays music per user request. Top 5 choices during firefight. Interesting. He's playing the music as we're in the middle of a fight. You'd think that might be a little bit hard to hear your teammates in that case, but oh well. Die for the cause, Turian Imperial Anthem. That's the Imperial Anthem? Oh man. Fire in the Courtyard, soundtrack Fleet and Flotilla. So is that, Fleet and Flotilla? Is that a Korean, play? Bang, Bang, Boom. Club Kicks, Dance Mix, Heard Me Deeper, Best of Expo 10 Dance Mix. He's got some dance stuff in there. Blue Azure, Vania soundtrack. Was that not the name of the place where we were, on our way over to the Shadowbroker base, where we were fighting, Televisier, or at least we were there. Yeah, I think that was where we were. We were going against Televisier. 10 names carved into frame. Irash, Monty, Mirin, Rundan Cruel, Melanus, Ripper, Sensat, Vortash, Butler, Weaver. Additional name carved and subsequently burned out. Sidonis. Oh, so these are his targets? It seems like we, of course, did help him. Or no, did we? No, Sidonis is the... No. Oh, hold on. Were those his teammates? And I think Sidonis was the guy who betrayed his team and made things go awry when he was trying to fight all those gangs on Omega? Okay. So that's Garrus. Then lastly we have Kasumi, at least in terms of people. Then we have Cerberus. Skilled break-and-enter specialist. Sentimental, impulsive risk-taker. Investigate lover's death in connection to alliance scandal. Anonymous poems logs. Haiku by Kasumi. Oh, she's also a poet. Breathless, glinting skin. Muscles working in rhythm. Cloaked desire watches. Several haikus. Looking at me now. His indifferent eyes smile. I am a puddle. Oh, that's cute. Beautiful and good. Punishing with his kindness. Jacob is perfect. What? Excuse me? Jacob? I don't know about that. Kasumi. Jacob is just, well, he's a squad mate first and foremost. So, excuse me. Keep it professional, please. Also, it's just not the most interesting of people. You can definitely do better. He's kind of bland. It's kind of bland. I understand from my sources. Let's see, what is this? It's from Kasumi to Mathetu Pellery Blue Suns. Okay, on Omega. I understand from my sources that you are looking to expand your collection of antiques, or antiquities. These are the items I currently have in inventory. I was originally commissioned to obtain them, but when payment was not forthcoming, they became mine. The prices on all items are open to negotiation. In your case, I may prefer favors over credits. Please use the same secure channel to respond. Inventory. Dome ceremonial headdress, Batarian, from a long time ago. Da Vinci Mona Lisa, human, 1505 AD. Complete works of esteemed poet Zeshothal Vas Ranok, first folio edition, Quarian. The Koh-i-Noor diamond, loose, human. Turian battle spike, approximately 3,000 years old, origin unknown, believed to be one of two, but missing its pair. Okay. She is, has a bunch of things that she has acquired, namely stolen, and was originally stealing for someone else to buy off her, but then the deals fell through, and now she's looking to sell those things to the Blue Suns. Alright, then we have Cerberus. Rogue agency for advancement of humanity, founded in 2157. Active in both Citadel and Terminus space, strong human supremacist overtones. Classified as a terrorist threat by both the Systems Alliance and Citadel Council. The loss of credits due to the Elusive Man's direct interference in recovery of Commander Shepard's body has been offset by data gathered from the Lazarus Project. Withhold retaliation until Shepard's long-term functionality is confirmed, 1 year post-resurrection. Interesting. So the Shadow Broker, of course, knew about it, but was deliberately waiting to intervene until there was a better sense as to whether Shepard had fully recovered. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's been less than a year at this point already, because although already we've obviously attacked the Shadow Broker, so perhaps was a little too slow in that case. I mean, I don't know how long it technically has been in-game between being resurrected and now, but everything's been happening pretty quickly with all these collector attacks, so I imagine it hasn't been that long. Let's see, other than that, more specifically, activity highlights. Activity highlights, for a more extensive list of shell companies, see Cerberus Economic Structure, volumes 1 through 4. That would be really interesting, because Cerberus, of course, somehow gets a whole bunch of money from some other shell corporations, but we don't really know which ones. Besides, we suspected Exogeny from Mass Effect 1, perhaps. But other than that, I'm not sure we really have much in the way of insights on that. Let's see, Manifesto published. Then Facility on Praja constructed. Subject 0 born. That being Jack. CTR Holdings purchase. Terra Nova Commonwealth Bank purchase. Infiltration of human media begins, specializing in extrasolar news. Constant Times, Scott Examiner, Nascent Galactic Broadcasting Corporation. We're taking over some newscasting organizations. Project Doorway makes forgery of Council Standard metacards and identi tags possible, allowing agents unrestricted movements. Devious. Scott Examiner destroys credibility of Vera Safin, frontrunner for Prime Minister of Systems Alliance. Leaked to Galactic Broadcasting Corporation stopped by agents in place. Operatives steal antimatter from SSV Geneva. Assignment goes wrong, but discipline holds, and squad fights to the death. Sole survivor divulges little but names his sponsor, Cerberus. Recruitment increases, but stringent standards slow growth. That is, I think, we've heard about that before, I believe, and that is generally considered the first time in which Cerberus really became known as Cerberus outside of the organization itself. So that's where it first became a thing, really, at least to the outside galaxy. Oh, hold on. Where were we? Then Parabon Military Industries purchased on Terra Nova. Legitimate arms contract to colonial forces. Models without serial numbers produced for export to crime syndicates in Batarian space, Terminus systems. Then Cerberus agents among humans recruited into Global Maritime Justice Organization on Trident. So, yeah, infiltrating when and wherever they can, including on some legal systems. Assassination of 22 Solarian crime syndicate members on Trident leads to takeover of narcotics trade. And it was all a way to take over the narcotics trade there. Reprisals bloody but tolerable. Milky Way Foundation created to funnel money. New Dawn Pharmaceuticals purchased to begin Project Trapdoor. Seems like everything is named after a door, right? doorway, trap door. Then there's Lazarus, I suppose, that isn't named after a door, but you get what I mean. Let's see. Trapdoor experiments on Asari captives with Omega and Caphalin to measure disruption of biotic powers. Estimate 2.5 mg active ingredient for each 25 kg body weight. In other words, why would you just not divide that by 2.5 or 25 and say 1 mg per 10 kg? That would just be seemingly far more simple, but alright, you do you. Under 7.5 mg dose, optimal to avoid detection by taste or smell, 3 to 5 Citadel standard days onset period, powers return in 2 to 5 sit-stand days after last dose taken, permanent damage possible. So way of at least temporarily subduing Asari's biotic capabilities, and then they either come back in a few days, or in some cases may be permanent damage, and may never return, or at least never come back to their full effect. Let's see, nanosurgery on Subject 0 successful. Whoa! That's Jack. And 2170 would be 15 years ago from Mass Effect 2, so 15 years ago from right now, 13 years ago from the beginning of Mass Effect 1. Omega in Caphalin fails to work on appropriate receptors. That was the thing that was supposed to be what stops the biotics from working, wasn't it? Prints on Asari captives with Omega and Caphalin to measure disruption of biotic powers. Yeah. Estimates powers under this dose to avoid detection. 3 to 5 Citadel standard days onset period, powers return. Yeah, it's a temporary way of disabling their biotic abilities. That seems counter to what I would have thought they'd be doing Subject 0, but okay, let's see. Program began to instill other Cerberus operatives with resistance to OE. Oh, was it a way to make it so that they wouldn't be able to get shut down, have their biotics shut down by such a drug? So they're trying to get Jack to be their guinea pig to figure out, can we find a way to prevent people from being affected by this? Pope Clement the 16th, assassinated via rosary beads, coated with sodium non-acetate and dimethyl sulfoxide, death attributed to age and heart failure. Replacement, Pope Leo the 14th, has eschatological... I don't know what that means. Beliefs in line with militarizing humanity. Forgiving attitude to Solarians regarding genophage proves useful for strategic alliances against Turians. 2173, Inez Simmons resigns as head of Terra Firma Party. Frontrunner Claude Minot assassinated. Charles Saraceno, much more tractable. That name sounds familiar. We did, I believe, run into a bit of the Terra Firma Party in Mass Effect 1. But that might have been the name of the guy that we saw. That would be 10 years before the start of Mass Effect 1, where we're getting the details in this message. Then Radium placed inside Office Chair of Systems Alliance parliamentarian Artyom Gorikov's death attributed to cancer. Emergency election much cheaper to manipulate than normal process. Cerberus-backed candidate loses. Winning candidate approached. Found susceptible to bribes. Got an alternative. Michael Moser Lang. Oh. That's a name. Interesting. It may not mean anything to us right now, but okay. Approached by operatives in militia community. Insider information given for stock buy to provide him with funding. Contact severed, but electronic surveillance remains. Lang purchases armaments. Influx of humans into Trident political scene leads to renaming of capital with human name. New Custo. Okay. Keep an eye on this Michael Moser Lang. I'm curious if we see his name pop up again. Electronic surveillance removed from Lang's home. Yes. Lang kills Enrique Aguilar and Ying Xiong. Resulting approval bump from Vice President Belknap allows passage of financial reform bill allowing for increased loopholes in colony-based shell companies. Presumably. Something that would help Cerberus quite a bit. Fighting among vice premiers a bonus, as Lin Yi alienates Politburo's standing committee, and his chances of election in the Systems Alliance Parliament are dashed. Successful acquisition of Light and Shadow Pictures' proprietary Reality Plus video editing machine. Capacity to forge photorealistic video is now unsurpassed. Deep fakes, look out! Then, Matriarch Tilia Erasa, targeted with Omega Encapsulin. This was, again, the thing that was disabling biotic abilities for a little while. Claims of biotic superiority to non-biotics deflated once their powers fail. Voice in certain citizen legislature considerably diminished. Yeah, we'll just shut down your biotics for a little bit when you're trying to be all boastful about your biotic superiority, and then suddenly you don't look so tough anymore. Military arm creates posts on planet Binthu. That is a planet that we went to on Mass Effect 1. In Mass Effect 1. We had a mission there. So, that is apparently when they started things up. That was just 2 years before we started Mass Effect 1. So that makes sense. MSV Anexara sabotage. Catalyst added to metastable metallic hydrogen fuel by timer injection. Shipbreak spark during FTL. All hands aboard lost. Turian hierarchy Hawk Raherix, whose service killed in the process. Explosion attributed to faulty engineering. Admiral Kahoku begins investigation of suspected Cerberus activities, which of course we did learn about through our series of Cerberus/Admiral Kahoku based missions, starting with the one that had a Thresher Maw. First Thresher Maw I believe we ever encountered. And we have the Elusive Man profile. This is very interesting. Starting off with cigarette smoke today, 4. Drinks consumed today, 7. Daily Skyball score, 160 out of 0, 5th consecutive perfect game. Don't know what that is, but apparently he's good at it. Suit worn today, Julie and Vorn. Light linen blend, 22,000 thread count. Single button closure, Besom chest pocket, 5 interior pockets, 4 button cuffs, side fence. You really need to know all this about his suit? Built-in protection from close-range weapons fire. Plum. I assume you mean coloration. Not that he just so happens to have a plum at the moment. Liaisons of the past week. Sani, Shalani, Ilium Entertainment's Sexy Super Live. Okay, they're probably going to be probably all humans? I don't know. Is he a leader of a pro-human organization who is secretly having relationships with other species? Rook Karagar, Skyball champion. Okay, well, he is, of course, a Skyball person himself, so I suppose that makes sense. Bella Vicious, Formax Dream Girl, 2185. Stacy and Steffi Strong, the Terra Firma twins. And Matriarch Trelawney, twice. Matriarch means Asari, by the way. So, yeah, he has a lot of people stopping by for, special time with the Elusive Man, but it does include an Asari. Interestingly enough, maybe not quite as exclusively pro-human as he might like to lead us to believe. Messages sent out today to Citadel, Helium, Omega, Earth, Horizon, Eden Prime, Thessia, Palaven, Tuchanka, and the Migrant Fleet. Basically, all the big places and also all the home worlds for the major species. Thessia being the Asari, Palaven being the Turians, Tuchanka being the Krogan, and the Migrant Fleet being the Quarians. Notably, no Surkesh, which would be the homeworld for the Solarians. Doesn't care about them, apparently. That's the last of all that. That's a lot. That's a whole lot. But there are some juicy, juicy details there that we cannot learn anywhere else. So, that's very cool to check that out. And, other than that, let's see. Done the investment opportunities? I think we may be good to go here.